Then for the company information, that I have a detailed profile, then I will just mail and upload to the cloud and put it in the YouTube. Okay, so I think you better to know about our pen test because this is like an entry level of a business. We do the pen test, we do the IT engineering, and also we can have supply chain management services. Okay, I would like to pass to my colleague in Hong Kong, Mr. Tin, to give a demonstration of the light demo of the penetration test. Please, Tin.
Okay, did anyone see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah, okay. So the first of all, I want to highlight is our system is very easy to use. So anyone can start a pen test without the cybersecurity knowledge. For example, if we have a web portal, you just need to click the new, and then choose what kind of pen test, like a black box or gray box or vulnerability assessment. For example, most of the user they will just use the black box pen test, and then they just set the black box and type in the name, the description, and the IP range you want to pen test. You can input different subnet and then add it there. And some of the user or some of the IP they may want you to exclude the IP range. For example, some department they have very sensitive information. They may need to separate in the secondary pen test or any other reason. You can just exclude the IP range here. And then it is almost done. You can click how long did the pen test you want to use. You want to start. For example, we suggest in most of the company we suggest give them the 2 days of the pen test because some of the user they moving in and moving out, and some of the user they picking their laptop to travel, and then they will come back tomorrow. So it is better to take a little bit long pen test in the office environment. And also you can also set the automatic rescan. So after the scan complete, you will auto rescan in the 12 hour. And you can also define the how noisy of the pen test. Noisy, that means we will more proactive to do the pen test. For example, if you choose the most noisy one, and then you also choose the man in the middle attack, then it may have some effect on the production environment. So we suggest use the normal one. The noisy one is very proactive. We will pretend a lot of hacker inside your company, and then try to do something like main attack. We can capture the password in the network and then crack it with our GPU. I will show you later. So you can choose what kind of attack technique you want to use, or you can predefine your own custom dictionary attack. We already have a small dictionary there.
Sorry,
Yeah.
a question. To
Okay.
to run the man in the middle attack, do you need
Yeah.
a specific hardware for that?
Specific what?
Specific hardware, or is this all meant to
No,
run on a
no,
browser?
no specific hardware. Just our hardware. Our
Also,
hardware.
so you have a
Our
hardware. Okay.
yeah.
All right, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our hardware is just a traditional Intel PC. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get
But
it.
yeah, we have a hardware requirement. So some of the client they don't want to use our hardware. They provide the hardware or just provide the VMware for us, and then we help the client to remote to install the software. Then you can
Okay.
everything, yeah. Because some of the client they have a very sensitive information, so we just help them to deploy the system and then teach them how to use, and then the client is the one to start the pen test. We do nothing on it. So after that, after the pen test, the results we didn't load it. Only the client load the result. So it is more suitable for the very sensitive environment. And also, all our system can be without internet access. So that means after we help you to install the software, and then you can cut the internet access, and then you can run it in the internal environment. So low data will send out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to install any endpoints. This will work as long as it's in.
endpoint. Yeah, because we are pretend we are a real hacker doing the things. The hacker will not require you to install the endpoint. It is not realistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
What question for me? Sorry. If I have a client with 80 sites, all protected by a Fortinet gateway firewall, how can you implement this in just one? Do you just implement once, or do you have to implement in each site? There's
The system.
VPN.
The system, the best way is deploy the system in your internal network, because for example, this kind of attack, main or middle attack, we have to do it in a layer 2 network, because we have the ARP spoofing and the MAC address spoofing. So if we using the VPN, yes, we can do the pen test, but we have a less feature on it. So better deploy the machine inside your network in the layer 2 network. Then we can get more information on it.
So our recommendation for that company would be to deploy the hardware in each of their 75 sites.
Yeah. It is better on site.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So after you pick all of this, then you can schedule scanning. You can do it once. Most of the company require, they just require the one pen test per year. For us, it is not enough. Today you do the pen test, you get a report, and then the next pen test is next year. So in this long period of year, they have a lot of vulnerability, new vulnerability, a lot of new hacking technique. So they will become a problem. So we suggest you may not do the daily pen test, but at least you can do the monthly pen test. Then every month you have an automatic report. You will send to email here, send an email to you, and then you can receive the report and then see is there any problem, or most of it is not the level problem. Most of it is the human error. Some of the kind, they say our environment is perfect, but after do the pen test, they find that there one user have the human error, have the wrong config, and then we can breach the system. So the daily, weekly, or monthly pen test, it is prevent the human error. So this is how we to start the pen test. So I will show you the content. So after doing the pen test, you will see the screen like this. And then, for example, the traditional vulnerability scanning, they will just stop here. The vulnerability scanning, when they find a vulnerability, maybe it is called MS7010. This is just a Microsoft Windows. There is no patching. Vulnerability is a stop here. But for us, we are a real pen test. That means we are a real hacker. So when we find a small vulnerability, and then we will try to use the vulnerability to go deep to your system. So at the end, from the CV score is just 3.3, but at the end we can achieve the 5.1. It is we can open the remote session. We can open the remote access on your system, because we can capture your traffic, I can show you here. We can force a machine to authenticate us. That means they have computer turn on, computer or server turn on. No one is there. We can force your machine to send your password to us. But for example, Windows password is encrypted. For sure, it has to be encrypted. We can use the GPU to decrypt your password. So for example, in this case, the password can be cracked using the low GPU effort. That means we using our GPU in a very low effort in a very short time period, then we already can crack your password. We can support. We have 5 GPU in our company. So we have a lot of RTS 3090 and 3070. So we have a very powerful GPU. So if we can crack your password, so do the hacker can crack your password too. So we are simulate the real hacker technique. For example, one of the user using the empty password. It is very bad here. So
Our far does your vulnerability database go? Would it be only for Windows, or do you even go back to mainframes,
lots of that, not only Windows, Linux, and some of the level device.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, you can see here, we call it is the attack map. Attack map, it will show you how we can get into your system. And also we will show you, we will try to put the malicious payload there. And then check is your antivirus blocking or not. So if you put the virus, for sure it is not a real virus. I put a fake virus into the hard disk, write something into your hard disk, and then your antivirus did not block us. It will also show in the report. Then it will show is your antivirus doing your job well. They have a lot of technique here. This one, for example, and every time when you finish a pen test for the client, they have a lot of a bunch of list of the vulnerability, and they need to fix this one by one. For the client, it is a headache for them because it's too much vulnerability. There's too much thing need to do. So we have the simulate fix function here. So that means, for example, this one, if I fix this vulnerability, then most of them is already or has been fixed. And then you still need to fix this one and this one. Then for the client side, they will know which vulnerability we can focus first. Then we will save their time. No need to do it from the something low use. So we call it is a simulate fix. And then we can show you our standard. Most of the compliance requirement, they just require the pen test standard is the OWASP top 10. But for us, OWASP top 10 is the very essential, very basic one. So we are following the standard is called mitral attack. So I think I don't need to explain too much on it. I think you already know it. Mitral attack is an international standard, and then to categorize all the cyber attack in the world to this different category. And then after the pen test done, it will have a blue circle here and show you where you fell into it. For the compliance officer, they would like to see this kind of report. And then it will help the client to more easy to pass the internal or external audit because our standard is better than everyone. Now coming to the report side. Also we have the wiki there. Also the wiki is inside our machine and then loaded to internet access. And our hacking technique is very not proactive. It is very high technique, you can say, because for example, we will use this kind of technique, living off the land binary. That means most of the antivirus, they will block the signature-based Trojan. So a lot of hacker, if they create a Trojan and then try to put it into your computer, sometimes the antivirus can recognize it and block it. Live off the land, that means after we remove your computer, maybe we can use your Windows tools like the PowerShell, like the program inside the System32 folder. We will use the command, use the tools inside your Windows to build the Trojan, to build something malicious payload. So most of the antivirus, they will trust the file from the Microsoft, and then we will use the Microsoft file to create the Trojan. And then this kind of technique, we call it is a live off the land binary. We will also use this kind of technique. In this wiki, the wiki have a very details with the picture and the remediation recommendation. So we will show you how the theory of it and how we done, and then here's the recommendation how to fix it. This is inside the wiki, and the wiki is inside your internal network, low little internet access. And then I will show you some of the report here. We have two kinds of report, the executive report and the details report, because most of the management, they don't want to see the IP address, they don't want to see too much detail. So the executive report will have less information, just the score and the trending. And the details report will have include everything there. And I can say that our report is have a good looking. The looking is good. And then you have a total score here. So if you do the monthly pen test, then you can see every month they have a score here. And then we will create a year of the trending here. Then you will know is our company is become more safe to the grade A, or sometimes one day, some of the month they become worse to the C. Then the management will know what is something happening inside our company.
Hi. Are your reports accepted as, let's say, Cisco will have a standard of coming up with the report and you're given probably certification after. Are these reports using a similar standard that they can report to, let's say, the department, the IT department, to say they're compliant?
Yeah, they must fulfill the compliance, because as I said before, our standard is more higher than the traditional one. The traditional one, so we must comply, because you can see our client is a Vodafone, is a Peninsula Hotel. They have a very tight standard. We help them to do the pen test for a long year. So they must be passed. So no need to worry about the compliance side.
Okay, and then when the reports that they get from you is this exactly the same report that they can send to the audit, whoever's auditing the IT?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because our client doing the same thing.
Okay.
For example, most of the report they will include the critical, high, medium, low. So actually, it is also the compliance requirement. Some of the client they do the pen test. They do the pen test with they using another company to do the pen test. After they delete, and then they cannot pass the compliance officer because they are missing this 4 category. So and then they ask us to do it again. So the compliance requirement is just like a lawyer. They will just focus on the work on the document. For example, the client they do the external pen test. Yeah, they are really doing the external pen test, but in the report they didn't include the word external in the report. So the compliance officer is failed. You have to do it again, and then do it again, and then they have to put the word external at the top of the document. Then they will pass. Yeah, because the compliance officer just like a lawyer. Every word in here you have to make it clear. So our reports is include everything you need in the compliance. So for example, in this page 8,
We're talking about this is your example when you put your machine inside the network. Are you talking about a black box testing or a gray box testing?
we can black box or gray box. You can choose it. Yeah.
But you said gray, with black box you will get less information.
Yeah, in the black box environment, it's just when we plug in our network, and then you just assign me an IP, and then it's done. Everything we can find it ourselves. If you want to do the gray box, we also have a gray box here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. The PDF here. So for example, in the report, you will also see what we done in the report. The antivirus did not block the malicious payload, and then some of the hosts is support the SMBv1 protocol. Also, it will list it here. Let me show you more variable. The payload established connection with our Pantera C2 server. That means we will try to put the payload on your machine and then try like a Trojan, try to communicate outside. So if your firewall didn't block the C2 server well, then we can communication with our payload. Then it will also show it here. For sure, the server, the C2 server is not a real botnet. It is just a machine we create on the cloud. And then the page 12. Here is the Mitron attack. It will also include in the report too. For the pen test side, I think I'm done here. So I will show you one more thing. We call it is the configuration assessment. So actually, most of the problem is the human error, and the human error is about the configuration. So we have a tool called CIS Assessor. CIS is an international organization. They have a lot of people doing some very difficult to do. That means, let me show you here the report. We call it is a benchmark. The benchmark means, for example, you have a Cisco device. How you configure the Cisco device to make it more security. So we have a list here, and then teach you how to do it one by one. But it is difficult to do it by the human. For example, we have a command here to help you to how to audit, how to set the device is more security, but it is too difficult. So we have a tool called it assessor. We have all the benchmark here. Even the AliU Linux, Elma Linux, Amazon Elastic Kubernetes, down to the Mac OS, Cisco device, even the firewall. We have the Fortinet firewall here. Even in the Microsoft Office, Access, Excel, Outlook, how we have a scanner here. You can just click one and then scan it. For example, our machine is Windows 11. I just need to add it and then click list. I want to see the HTML report. We have a different type of report. We also support the JSON format. So if the JSON format, you will help you easy to integrate to your other system. Then done. Then we can start. Then we will start to scan our Windows 11 machine is the config well. The scanner is just take about 5 to 10 minutes. But I'm going to open the report here. This report is Windows Server 2019. The report will show you how many pass, how many fail. For example, in this Windows Server machine, they have a user right assessment. For example, security option, there are 34 pass, 28 fail. So I want to see what type of fail. For example, for this one, administrator account status should be set in the disable, but we are fail only. But how to fix it? The technical guy, they don't need to go to how to fix it because we have the group policy here. We will teach you how to do it in the group policy, and then you just set it in the group policy. The user just reboot and then done. Then the problem is fixed. Everything you see here, we have a good policy. After scanning, you will get this report and then teach you how to fix all of it. I can say if you follow this kind of configuration assessment, follow this guide to fix it all the fail, and then if you do the pen test, you will find nothing here because the setting is already very perfect here. You can see they have a lot here. So it will save you a lot of time. So we call it it is the security assessment, configuration assessment. It will scan all the different type of OS, some of the level device, some of the cloud environment. It will scan all the config is the config well, and then give you the report, give you the recommendation, and teach you how to fix it. This is we call it is a configuration assessment. We put all together. We put the pen test and the configuration, put it up. We put it in our small box of the device, and we call it is server. Server is our product. And then finally, we can put everything into our Unity dashboard.
Is this only BAPT, or do you have also active monitoring?
Hardware monitoring.
meaning for attacks or current attacks happening. So this is just vulnerability assessment and pen testing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
basically. So you're not a firewall that can also actively monitor for anything happening now in the internal network.
Oh, we don't do the monitoring because they have a lot of software can do the monitoring. We are not doing
Right.
the monitoring.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say we are just a hacker, just try to find the whole secret hole there, and then find the configuration hole there, and then give you the report. And then both of the big company they have the IT team, and then the IT team can follow the report to fix the problem, and then
Yeah.
we do the
I'm not
retest.
familiar
And then
with sorry,
and then
you're familiar with Vanguard. So how is this different from that?
how is the
Sorry, can
difference from
you
what?
GFI Vanguard?
DFI LAN.
It's a tool that we've used before, and it's very similar to what what your software does. So I was just wondering what would be the similarity or difference to that?
Different from the human. Did you asking?
No, no, the software is called GFI Landguard.
We didn't use this. We didn't use that one.
Yes. Oh no, it's okay.
So
Say, go on, go on.
yeah,
It's all right.
So I don't have a comparison here. Yeah, we don't have a comparison on there.
Okay. Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, it's done. So we put everything in the dashboard, so the management can see the beautiful dashboard. This is the dashboard we are still developing on it. Our goal is after scanning, we can do the fixing all automatically. But we are still developing on it, and we also have the compliance builder. That means what kind of compliance you want to fulfill in your company. For example, you can choose GDPR or add one more in the ISO 2001. Then they have a list here. Then you can follow the document. We also have all the document here to let you to follow to fulfill these two type of compliance. Yeah, we are still developing on it. So at the end of the day, after the pen test, after the compliance document is done, we can assign the job to different user to do it, and then the total score we show it on the first one dashboard. Is the governance size, how many percent done, how many percent is missing. We will show it here. Yeah, this is our goal. We are still developing on it, but it is a very long term because we at the end we want to do it all automatically. For example, if you find a vulnerability, we just want to click and fix it. Yeah, but it is difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, for the
Question,
pen test, I'm done.
how often or how fast would you be able to integrate a 0-day bug? Let's
Yeah,
say if a 0-day bug gets identified today, how soon will it be integrated in your scans?
I cannot say how soon to be done, because in our system we also have some 0-day is owned by us. For example, they have a 2 VMware vulnerability. It is owned by our vendor, and then they discover it, and then they implement it in this system too. But how far it depends. I cannot say the other people they have a 0-day. They have it. We also have it. I cannot guarantee to this one. Yeah, but because they in this vendor they also have a red team there, so they will also to learn a lot of new technique and they put it here. So we have a update button here. If you give this machine have a internet access, then you can just click the check update and then update the system. Then you will have a new signature. Also, if this is an offline environment, then we can send you the update file. Then you can upgrade from the file. Yeah, if it is an offline environment, then we can send you the update file. Then you can update from the upgrade here. Just browse the file to upgrade it. If this is have internet access, it will be more easy. Just click update, then you will done. You update the most update signature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. A few questions about other potential activities. Do you also provide phishing and smishing?
Yes, our company provide phishing, but not in this system. This is another service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So okay. So I think I pretty much understand what Pantera is. Now
Yeah.
can we go to the business model? What's the business model
Oh, for the
like?
business, you have to talk to the PA. I'm just a
Okay.
technical guy. Yeah.
All right.
PA is your turn.
Yeah, okay. Actually, thank you very much for Tin. I hope his explanation and clarification is good enough to your professional teams because you guys are in the cybersecurity as well. And then you can easily tell the difference between our pen test and the existing one, the present one pen test in the market. So I found out three of the different theory. The first one is the time because Michael, you've been asked within how long is it going to take for the test. It's really depend on the size of the system. Let's say generally we can do it within a couple of hours because it's fully automated. But some of let's say a giant company, perhaps they will get around a few hundreds of the IP address, internal, external one, and also a lot of emails, a lot of email address. So perhaps we have to do the 1 or 2 days. But no matter what, if we compare with the current pen test in the market, because it must cost will the technician, let's say they must have some certain people to conduct the monitoring, to do the penetration and testing one by one. And for those human work in the day, is nobody can work 24 hours, as they say 9 to 5, 9 to 6, and also during the weekend. This means in if we compare with the other competitor, first of all, we can avoid of the human error and the save time and cost. Nowadays, a lot of pen tester, they will hiring also in some of the, let's say, engineering or technician people to conduct the pen test. Sometimes they have to spend around a month or two or even more than that to do a comprehensive pen test in the let's say a sizable company. So this is a huge cost. They have to do that, let's say, traveling costs, accommodation costs, and also the meal allowance, and all the blah blah blah. And the biggest problem, people have a hesitation to hire pen tester. They get to involve with the human because nobody can say 100% secure that there is no human error maybe in the next couple of days or months or a year because a lot of companies they're sizable company, they're on the stock market, or let's say they are the financing company, so we can avoid a human error and save time and cost. This is two of the key reasons. And the third reason uh, our pen test is, you see the the report from our pen test, from the journal one, they just only have the checkbox. I do believe, Michael, you have seen it before. This is kind of checkbox to take whether it's passed or not passed. But we have the difference is we have a parameter and a score, and also with the, let's say, he just told you a couple of minutes ago, we have a compliance update. They can select what the compliance they have to know about, and then we will keep reminding and sending the error to fulfill the compliance. And beside of that, after the pen test, we also have a service, let's say a GRC, governance, the regulation and compliance, because we have a team of the consultant working in this related issue for all the different companies. We can tailor make and then prepare the adequate information to them in advance, in priority, before they meet a new compliance to be launched, and let's say uh, for time, a month or a week later, we will notice them in advance. This will save a lot of, let's say the communication error, and also we can save a lot of, say, an error fault on the site level service. So, and before the, after that, Tim just show you the light demonstration, and also we give you to put a record tape. So I hope we don't put it uh, into public, because if we compare the other, we do afraid of infringement or copycat action, because actually said we have patented our fully automated pen test. The other company, they're not fully automated. Of course, they might can develop it in not long later, but we just try to avoid it. So by the time you meet with someone, you might just show it in your laptop, or just link and do the mirroring to the screen to show them, and but don't send it to them individually. Okay, and then about the commercial terms, I will send you a proposal, because we have the, let's say, a partnership price. The ad cost for us is 16,000 US for the pen test. This pen test is good for 2 times, because once the customer they do the first pen test, and they will find out some of the problem and vulnerability of the system, then they will do the integration or upgrade, or they repairing. After that, they will do the second pen test. So from the first pen test to the second pen test, we have a limit of time is 90 days. The reason of we limited of 90 days because we will not charge the customer in one go. They just pay separately. The down payment is 50%. And then when they launch the first pen test, we charge them another 30%. And the balance payment is when they going to get the second pen test report, then we charge them the balance payment 20%. But some of the customer, they might fit for everything, so we just avoid it. Otherwise, when they test the first one, they're not going to take the second one. We cannot get the balance payment.
Okay. Is that price fixed for any corporation, or is that determined by
Okay,
size?
I will give you let's say, because we are a partnership, let's just say you are our facilitator. Currently in the market, this pen test we are launching in several countries in Asia. I can tell you, China Unicom is our let's say a distributor as well. China Unicom, they are doing launch it in the special promotion price in this time, because they just launched in recent. They are charging in 22,000 US. And the Star Hub in Singapore, they charge original price is 35, but they gave a discount away in the, let's say, the promotion price. They are charging 23 US nowadays. So I do believe that in this period of time, everyone doing the promotion, because we want to penetrate to the market, not only say selling one to the end user, and then we couldn't get a second order. So we try to get the lowest price in the market, and to penetrate to the market to grab more market share. This is what we target to do. So we suggested your selling price to the end user. This is roughly around 22 to 23. I think this is quite fair, because it's quite similar to China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, and as well as Singapore and Indonesia. They are also similar, same with the same price. But StarHub first launched it and last October in Asia, and also China Unicom just recently going to launch it, and we knew their price actually. Even we are business partner, but they just going to launch it and want to sell it as fast as possible. So they will using their brand name is not using our, let's say, less rich or securely, because we white labeling to them. They were using in under the brand of China Unicom Global.
Pierre, let me jump in.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about StarHub, China Unicom
Okay.
to be competitor.
Okay.
Because it's a different market segment. Singapore
Okay.
StarHub will not go to Philippines. China Unicom will not go to Philippines. So at the end of the day, the transfer price is fixed at 16,000 to Mike. It's
Yeah.
up to you to sell. If you can
Yeah,
sell
yeah.
more, is your profit. If you want to competitive enough to sell lower, it's up to you. So we won't dictate that. If let's say Mike want to do white label, it can be done as well, not an issue.
Yes, correct.
Right.
But
Okay. So the main thing is that, the main thing is that we just want Mike to feel comfortable so that we can get more business in for Philippine market.
Yeah, but I do suggest to Mike because don't put it over 30,000 US.
Okay.
I know
Right.
you can sell at more than this price. I know you can sell more than this price.
Yeah, well, it depends on the size of the company that I talk to. So that's why
Of course, of course.
just send me.
Under your brand name, you can sell higher.
Yeah, yeah. So white labeling is definitely, of course, important also. I'm building a brand, and that's why white labeling will be interesting to do. Um. So just can you send me here the commercial terms and what
Yeah.
would it look like so I can also understand how to create that same package here and see how it compares to the other, because we've been doing VAPT for almost a year, and like I said, I mentioned the other alternative, but you may not know about it. We would like to test your system. Can you guys provide us a demo test account that we can use so that we can compare your system with the other system that we've already used in the past?
Uh, this one is considerable. Let me discuss with my team, see whether what we can help you.
Right, right. Okay. So it will help us kind of also decide, are you guys, well, is Pantera really way better than what we're already using? So if it is, and it's something that we will definitely look into, and
Okay.
that has to be done, not first, but pretty much before we do anything.
Okay. So after this meeting, I will just drop the call and then send you two PowerPoint information. One's for the company overview, and the second one we have a more detailed explanation about the pen test in those black and white and also in animation. This in the PowerPoint. And also we will give you certain link for our company because we've been run over 23 years in the business field. We have a lot of podcasts. We have a lot of, let's say, forum in the Lincoln. You can just click in there, and then you can, of course, at that time you can maybe just forward to your potential customer.
Got it. Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
And another third one, also the pricing proposal. I will also send to you by
Yes.
you will get three different files. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Salamat po.
Thank you, here and Tim. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Mike.
see you
Looking forward
sometime
working
in
together.
Have a nice
in
weekend.
Phuket.
Bye.
Nice weekend to everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Ian. Goodbye. Go ahead, Ian. Thank you.